no other one. Hey, YouTube. Good evening. Well, I want to talk about this situation with Bradley, of course. But first, I need to clear something up. Yesterday, I was singing a song. Hi, Princess A. and Shell Whitfield. And someone in the chat was telling me that the song that I was singing was actually Gladys Knight and the Pips. And I thought that it was sung by Millie Jackson for whatever reason, right? So the song was, if I was your woman and you were my man. So the person is absolutely correct. I'm sorry I didn't save your name, honey. But you're absolutely correct. The song I was thinking about was about the marriage song. Wait a minute. Okay. No shit. Just bring to mind, honey. You have no idea, people. Let me see. What this is. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. If being right means being without you, I'd rather live a wrong during right life. Your mama and daddy say it's a shame. It's a downright disgrace. But long as I got you by my side, I don't care what your people say. Friends tell me it's no future in love in a married man. If I can't see you when I want, I'll have to see you when I can. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. I just couldn't wait to get that out because I know I'll forget it in the next 5 minutes. So you were right. Millie Jackson was singing about being in love with a married man. Are you wrong to give your love? Wait a minute. Am I wrong to give my love to a married man? Or am I wrong for trying to hold on to the best thing I ever had? If loving you is wrong, it all came back to me. Hi, people. How y'all doing? Yeah, we're going to discuss for a minute here this situation over in the Bradley camp. Now, I got to tell you, people, it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch this dude over there falling down on his sword, right? Bradley's over there. He's live right now, right? And he's discussing R. Kelly's issues. And he's discussing a Aretha Franklin movie. He's discussing everything but the issue, right? Now, how you gonna have an issue is only 2 days old. But so suddenly you can't say a goddamn thing about it. So when Rita, I don't know if her page is even still up, when she initially laid out the papers of the 3 people she was filing charges against, at first, I think she was saying that these people could not discuss the case. There was a gag order attached to the case. Now, I thought you had to go to court and all that to get gag orders and all that, but apparently not. So it was hard to watch because here this boy is in this scandal, his own scandal, and he can't say a damn thing about it. All the content creators can talk about it. Everybody can use Rita's name. Everybody can use his name. Everybody can use club chat. Everybody can do everything, right? And they got to sit over there. Essentially, she's already caused major damage in that camp because it was just as painful to watch them people over there who he calls club chat avoiding the subject altogether, trying to bring up these weak ass. We don't need to discuss the Aretha Franklin movie with you, child. Enough people already discussing that. Enough people already discussing R. Kelly and his woes with Tasha K, that type of situation. It is so strange to sit up here and watch you trying to avoid the subject of the fact that you're about to be drugged through the courts. So that if he can't do it today, that means he can't do it tomorrow, next week, next month. He can't do it to damn near Christmas. He can't say a goddamn thing about Rita, about that case, he can't even say anything about it. So people are going to be, this is going to be painful. People will be cashing in on the content following the story because they will create a story around it. Already people are saying that they're going to show up on the court steps. People from both sides, both teams. I even said, well, maybe I should go and tell a joke that I received a plane tickets in my email today. But I said, oh, no, don't rub it in planes. Leave them peoples alone, buddy. They got enough issues to deal with. So what I gathered that already in these last 3 days, now that dead woman and the QB monster are over there and raise money for plane tickets and hotel rooms. And the foolish people who follow them have actually sent them money to accomplish these things, right? My idea, if you want to go be messy and you want to go follow some story in Baltimore, you spend it out your own goddamn pocket. Why we got to pay for it? Right? Knowing that you're not going to affect anything in one way or the other. Any information you get, you could get it just as well offline. But for some reason, they decided they're going to be there. And those people over there have decided to pay for them to go there. We can assume it means plane tickets. I hope they're not just sending them gas money. I don't know. So Brother Reed says that he also is going to be in the area at that time, that he's going to show up on the other side of the aisle. So we'll have to see. We're just a couple of days into the story. We'll see who actually takes time to show up for these festivities. But just the fact that she has managed to lock his mouth up, right? His mouth is the most offensive thing. And I very seriously doubt anybody's going to be riding by Rita's house. They'd rather be riding around the White House than riding around Rita's house at this particular time. So she's essentially gotten these freaks off of her back immediately. So maybe there's a lesson to be learned about the court system that everybody got a lot to say until you involve those courts, right? So I also learned that apparently this charge so far is a misdemeanor. That doesn't mean it's going to stay a misdemeanor. That's just the initial charges, right? If they go to court and the judge says, no, this is not a misdemeanor, this is a stalking charge. We're changing this charge to a felony. They can do whatever they want to do. And he is aware of that, right? He's aware that he's in danger playing around with the court system, right? Because his thing is he don't want to besmirch his reputation, since he's braggadocio and says that he's never been arrested and all that kind of stuff. He wants this thing to go away, which means, just like VS learned, you're going to have to play by the rules, honey. Right? So every time you see Sean Bradley from now on, no matter what is said here on YouTube, he cannot mention that case, that woman, any of the participants. And apparently this is in the arrest warrant. And so now they're saying that the state has picked up these charges. This thing is moving pretty fast, considering the court date is not to December. But it's just like when a man hits his wife, a man hits a woman, she files charges initially, right? She can choose to drop the charges. But sometimes the state will pick up their charges. It says, oh, no, he's not getting out, honey. We have looked at your face and we have decided that we're picking up the case. So now it is the state against the accused. And you can't get him out. You can't just come and say, oh, I'm sorry, he didn't really mean it. Basically, because usually the woman is afraid. She's afraid of pressing charges on him, afraid of what he might do when he does eventually get out, right? And so if the state decides to pick it up, then no, you can't just drop the charges. Even if you don't even show up for court, even if you make up with him, whatever, you still got this case. You got to prove your case. So this is a criminal case. So forget any ideas of, oh, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to tell them about your letters. I'm going to tell them they're not interested in any of that, any of Rita's shenanigans in the past. They're not interested in any of that. They're interested in this case. Did you break the law? So this is going to be painful for that boy over there. It's going to be painful for him knowing that everybody is looking at him, waiting for the cue. You know, them old women over there, they love to hit the dirt, but they got to wait for his cue, right? Now, he's probably going to went on Patreon and all that stuff and told them the tea that we cannot say anything about it. Now, whether he'll attempt to be on Patreon and talk about the case and just talk about it on Patreon and Zoom, I don't know how the law applies that there. Is he or is it all social media? It could very well be all social media. He would claim that that's a private site, and they will say that, well, if you got $5, it's not private anymore, so it ain't all that private, right? So interesting to watch. We're gonna check in on that every once in a while, child, and see what's going on. I don't know why all the people want to go up there to. Well, apparently Rick will he's gonna be in that area anyway, and I don't know what the QB monster. What are they up to? They done took them people's money. Leave them people alone. Leave them people alone. Get out their pockets, honey. Flying your ass all over the place. For what? So you sit there, the damn trial ain't gonna last 10 minutes. Girl, when they go on there on these cases like this, child, them people are gonna be lined up, pleading their cases. They're gonna be all in the witness thing, and then in one case after another. Next, da 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 da. Next, da da da. Continue. Next, continue. Da 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 da. Okay, you're gonna plead not guilty. Okay, I'll give you 20 days, whatever. It's a misdemeanor case, so I don't know what the people hope to accomplish, but it is at least content, something to follow, something to watch, right? Y'all ain't paying much attention to the R. Kelly case, so they done threw some another log on the fire there, where apparently Tasha K was getting all this information, but she was getting it from a police officer. In other words, there was someone feeding her information. I haven't followed the case. I don't care enough about the case. I think talking about R. Kelly for 3 years is enough. I mean, whatever. So some people feel that Tasha K hasn't actually broken any law, but some people are saying the person who is feeding the information, in other words, the person who works for the prison, who is on the prison payroll, who is leaking the information, that would be the guilty party, not the recipient of the information. Now, I don't know how that applies to if you're posting that information, but I guess journalists do it all the time, if you can get the information. So they're calling this guy who, I don't know if it's a guy or girl, leaking the information, that they call that an ex-CO or next officer, right? So they don't even work there anymore. But perhaps they can still be charged. For those of you who are following the R. Kelly case. How y'all doing tonight? I'm kind of late tonight. I didn't feel like great. I didn't feel all that great. This doctor's saying that along with my other list of ailments, I might have sleep apnea. If you're tired all the time, you can't stay awake. It's a possibility that you're not sleeping straight through the night. I said, no, that's ridiculous, doctor. I sleep fine. It's not an issue. When he initially said it, right? But now I'm finding out I'm getting up several times to pee. I said, I wonder if he had a point there. Maybe I am not sleeping straight through. They say apparently when you're breathing, like you're just breathing regular, at night you can stop breathing for a second or so. And that when you stop breathing, that wakes you up. And that's why you can't get a decent night's sleep. And that's why you are awake you are sleepy during the day. So I got to talk to him. I originally poo-pooed the idea. I thought I was sleeping fine. But it might be, I started this melatonin. I switched from taking Benadryl at night to sleep. I took this melatonin. So these symptoms would have started around the time I started taking this melatonin. So the melatonin might actually be causing the issue. So we got more stuff to talk about with our doctor. All I need is another ailment. It's depressing over there. It's depressing over there. It's gonna be depressing, Leandrius, because hell, they can't. I mean, there's a huge 600-pound elephant in the room, and they can't say anything about it. This is going to be very hard for people who make their living running their mouth, right? How you gonna keep talking about other people and all their issues, child, and then you got the biggest issue of all, and you know people gonna come after you then, and you can't say anything about it. You can't fight back. Like somebody tied your hands and they just socking you and socking you and socking you. You can't say shit. And if you say shit, you run the risk of losing your case by default, right? It will be funny to watch the outcome, but yet it's going to be very boring down there. So he made it need to just hang it up for a while. Don't be coming on here trying to talk about no damn R. Kelly, child, and talking about Aretha Franklin movie. Oh, I didn't like the movie. I didn't like the way she did her sisters. As if you know how she did her sisters, girl. Everything that released to the press, girl, is not being in a family. You don't know anything about that family, but you're gonna have to try to stretch these things out and try to create some content without being too messy. Because you know when you get, the more messy you get, right? They're gonna start asking you questions. Oh, you want to talk about Rita now? You have to ignore the comments. You're right. What's going on with the case, Sean? She has effectively tied his hands, honey. Not only can he not say her name, he cannot even go, he can't drive by her house trying to intimidate her. He can't send nobody over there. All Miss Rita got to do is pick up the phone. I think he's watching me. I think someone from his camp is watching me, whatever. Girl, it's going to complicate things. You can go from misdemeanor to felony quick. You dissipate the courts. The Rita family came out last month. Yes, respect. REXPECT. Tell them what you mean to me. RESPECT. Hey, take care of TCB. Ow! A little respect. Oh, baby. They can talk about the movie. It just seems weird, though, for him to be having this big elephant they've been dropping for the last couple of days, and then to keep skirting around the subject of it, where you have all the other content creators can talk about it, but you can't. She alluded to that when she dropped those papers on the table the first night she said it. Is Rita's page still up even? I know she took some stuff down, but you guys have all these different names. I don't even know how to sometimes research things. And I see that QB monster, he over there, he over there, he said that since Rick Reed is coming to Baltimore, I hired him an armed guard. He pulling Jay Wilson. So not only he wants these people over there to pay for airfare for him and the dead woman, and he wanted them to get a hotel. We assume they're not fucking, so I guess they would sleep in the same bed. So they wanted 2 hotel rooms. Maybe it'll go a couple of days. And you have to feed them. And then they also want them to pay for an armed security guard. Now, how much does armed security guard make? $20 an hour? Whatever. So they're in court for most of the morning. He has to have somebody posted up outside the courtroom. So Rick Reed won't come in there and beat him up. He said he don't want nobody pulling his brains out. Boy, you're raised in the streets. I would think you would know better. You never let them see you sweat. You never let people know that you are afraid of them. Because the moment that they figure out that you are afraid of them, girl, they're going to make it worse for you. Because now you've shown your cowardice. You never let them see you sweat. By you announcing that I don't fight no more. I don't fight. I'm about to put my braids out. I'm going to get me a paid security guard and all this kind of stuff. That's telling you that you're terrified. Because all this man has done is casually mention that he's going to go to the courtroom. It's just like Jay Wilson with his armed security guard over the ribs and chitlins. He said, Wally said he gonna come to the party. I'm gonna get security. You're right. Rick Reed has him shook. Yeah, I watched some of that stuff, child. And he does. He's got you shaking in your boots. And now you've told him that he has you shaking it. You've been better off to just mean mug, honey, and don't say anything. Even though you were shaking in your boots. You're scared of this boy, right? Now I'm not really down with all this grown people fighting or whatever. But if you're gonna be threatening people and you're gonna do this to them, you're gonna do that to them, whatever. At some point, you might have to prepare yourself to defend yourself, honey. Right? So why do you feel like you need a guard? I mean, what do you think that you have said that would warrant you having an armed security guard? Well, and you kept telling apparently in his little live today, he kept telling me, if you come, you're gonna die. He gonna shoot you. I have not invited you to say anything to me. If you speak to me, you will be dead. He gonna kill you. Girl, ain't nobody committing no damn murders for no $20 an hour. I'll tell you that. So the QB monster, if you're gonna be hiring a hitman and killers, you're gonna have to come up off that ass a little better than $20 an hour, girl. Okay? Right? You're gonna have to at least get you 10,000 a body. What if we gotta blast the whole goddamn side? I can't educate these people. You never let them see you sweat. He's not going. His security is to stay at home. What's he gonna do when he go there anyway? What are you gonna do? You gonna intimidate somebody? You're gonna do nothing. You're gonna involve yourself in business that's not yours, honey. Following behind that woman. I guess in a lot of the on Netflix, a lot of the Spanish gangsters, a lot of them are headed by women because he is such a kiss ass and a follower of this woman. Usually you expect the woman to be following behind the man, right? But no, she's the shot caller. And he is the do girl. Very strange. I don't know what they think they're going to get out of it. Well, now they get something out of it. They get a free trip. If you can get those people over there dumb enough to do that, what you should have done is instead of paying for security guards and plane tickets and airlines and all this kind of stuff, you should have told them, baby, it's time for me to get a real apartment. Well, can you guys help me get a real apartment? I am sick of this goddamn room, buddy. I'm sick of this poster. I am sick of this little cart with my alcohol on it being my only furniture. You guys want to buy me something? Buy me a bed. How about that, honey? Or buy me a security deposit. Right? But in QB's case, he would probably have to get some kind of he would probably have to have some kind of subsidized housing. I don't think he could support himself. His drug bill's too high. Right? Now, in the Midwest, I mean, Chicago is a big city, but it's still the Midwest. Regular people who work on regular menial jobs do, have apartments and so forth because things don't cost as much there. But let's say Chicago's in the medium, whatever. He could probably afford an apartment if he didn't have such an extreme drug habit. But in order for you to stay high from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and we only know about the weed because only a fool would admit to anything more than the weed. But we see the alcohol all stacked up in the corner. We see you always drinking something. You try to buy these expensive drinks like you're balling, whatever. You can't ball in a room, honey. You can't ball in a room. What you need to do, let us scan the room. We want to see that that corner you have that little thing with the alcohol on it, just like hers in her house. They have almost identical size still stand with alcohol, booze. Scan the room and let us see that hot plate with that little bar fridge, and let us see that really the part that we're seeing on your screen, it is the biggest part of your apartment, right? So QB, since you're now 40 years old, it may be time for you to focus like a laser on getting out of that situation. Now, I realize that maybe you have health issues, whatever your issues are. I think probably the biggest issue would be that you can't stop doing dope. If you're going to have some kind of subsidy, that takes years, honey. So we hope that you were in the process of getting something that you can afford, because obviously you know, I don't know what your, I don't know that you have very, very much of a career ahead of you if you're continuing to make cupcakes at 40 years old and you're satisfied with living in a room. I'm just saying, something to look at. Maybe if you pan and show us how small that space is, then you'll be more anxious to get out of it. Like with your dead person, right? Since we're also aware of the living condition, and we've talked about it and talked about it and talked about it and talked about it, it has motivated her now to try to move into a house. We don't know how the house was going to be afforded because the bottom line is she don't have a job. So whatever these people in her camp, you know, if they feel like they're accomplishing something by her moving into a house, what they have to realize is they're going to have to pay for that house. In other words, every single month, they're going to have to be able to give her enough money to afford it, right? We can't depend on selling a few eyelashes a month to support a family and put them in a house. Okay. Wheelchair on-site April said wheelchairs, walkers, wigs gonna be flying everywhere. Them girls might get bored over there, honey. If they feel like they can't be free and talk about what they want to talk about, they might get bored and flee. They say, "Oh, this is boring now, honey." He won't sit over here talking about the goddamn Aretha Franklin movie, child. We want to know about what's going on with this court case. Well, a lot of people in here. Hi, y'all. I even speak to people. How y'all doing? Yeah, we intend to check in there every once in a while. I'm saying, what is going on now? What is going on now? Nothing. Unfortunately, I don't know why that boy felt like he needed to come on here and do it live because Sean Bradley don't do lives. Remember, all he does is little 1 minute and 2 minute videos saying go to Patreon or go to Zoom and pay this monthly fee, right? But if he's not sending them over there like he usually does, that must tell us that he can't talk about it over there either. Because certainly there are moles there, people who have been feeding information over here. And so I don't know what the band says exactly. The print on the documents wasn't big enough for me to see exactly what he's restricted from doing. But I think that if he was able to talk about it on Patreon, talk about his case, or go off on Rita and do the same old routine he does all the time, talking all the shit about her, or if he was able to do it on Zoom, then he would have done that. Since he didn't do that and he chose to make a live on YouTube, it tells us he can't talk about it, period. And I mean, he didn't even mention it, not a whisper. Careless whisper on the dance floor. Who is it? George Michael? There's no wisdom in the truth. Pain is the heart. I can't get that at all. I'm never gonna dance again. These 2 feet have got no rhythm. You'll dance again, Sean Bradley. You'll be over there being nasty and disgusting again someday. But it may well entail you being on probation, right? And if you're on probation, if you have a situation because VS is not in jail, she's been out the whole time. She just can come on here. So you're going to be in the same type of situation, right? If this is what the courts are doing, the courts are not islands. They don't just do anything on their own. So if one court was able to do that to her, then and they're in the similar part of the country, another court could do the same thing because this is what courts are doing now to try to rein in some of this activity online. So he's got to be nervous about that. So he got to keep trying to smile and give us the fake laugh and I'm confused. I'm confused. But he got to try to make it interesting, people, or they're gonna walk away. Anybody loyal on here? These olds ain't loyal. You see, I didn't say hoes. I said these olds. These olds ain't loyal. That's why I said Rita she already won, honey. She already has Sean Bradley moving differently. She's already got his mouth off of her and her family and her husband and her kids. She's already got him scared to come online and can speak his mind. Mm-hmm. Or I guess anybody in her family, you know, he can't do any of that. He's locked up until the middle of December, probably further, more than likely. The first time they come to court, if he tries to present any kind of evidence, then they're going to have to come back again. And who knows how long that can be stretched out, right? So, yeah, she changed his world. You changed. That's a song called You Changed My World. Mm-hmm. That's how terrorists work, honey. get you moving in fear. Right? And he definitely can't have nobody going on there. Not anywhere in her neighborhood. Don't even pass by, honey. If she sees you passing by her neighborhood, maybe you have to get from point B to point B, point A to point B, and the only way you can get there is by driving down her street. I suggest you go the long way, honey. It's a very real thing. Because she can get one photograph, one picture on her phone. Whoever came up with these cell phones as cameras, brilliant. All she got to do is whip out her phone and get one photograph of you moving anywhere stupid around her neighborhood, child. And you're done. They'll pick you up. I think they would. If she's had a picture of him on her block, or him very near her children's school, anywhere her husband works, anywhere where she works, if they could capture a picture of him, the police would pick him up. He's under order of the court, apparently. So stay away. Is that called a gag order? I thought you had to go to court to get a gag order. I guess not. She seems to have it. She has it. She's gotten her advice, you know. She's gotten her legal advice. Rah, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not Jason. Yep, he can't use Rita's actions as a defense. Yeah, I heard Tracy got something going on over there with that other boy. There's certain people I'm just not even gonna speak on because I'm not playing. I'm not with all that race play. I'm not with it at all, people. I take it very seriously. So if you guys want to keep encouraging that fool to come back over here, that's on you. I don't want nothing to do with a dude. And particularly come here talking about doing things to me, a total stranger. Girl. So apparently somebody's filed. He sent the police to Tracy's house or something like that. Nothing to do with him. Some things I'm not playing with. I ain't playing with nothing about no children. I ain't playing nothing about no racists. I ain't found no humor in it. Ain't nothing cute about it. I want nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. How y'all tonight? Melatonin is bad for the heart, okay, and cause nightmares. Well, melatonin, for me, Blackberry, it causes nightmares if I take, because I take 3 of them, right? I've tried 2, it didn't put me to sleep. I've tried 3, and I was sleeping right through. But at 4, it always causes nightmares every single time. So I can't take 4 of them. I don't remember what the milligrams there are in there. I'm going to speak to this doctor, though, because I wasn't having any problem, at least as far as getting up in the middle of the night before I started taking melatonin. But I've taken something to sleep with for years. I mean, Ambien was the most effective, but I seem to be always running out of it. And then you can't sleep at all because you've been taking Ambien every night. You can't switch off and just take Benadryl that night because you can't sleep on it. It's got to be consistent, right? So I have to figure that out. Melatonin is a peaceful sleep, but every time I take 4, it's always nightmares. So lately I've been getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I mean at 5 o'clock. Well, I get up at 6 o'clock anyway, so it's only an hour earlier. But he suggested that, and I poo-pooed it. I was just telling him, why am I tired all the time? Why I'm taking a nap all the time? I'm just exhausted. He said, you're probably just not sleeping well. You know. So we'll see. It's an ongoing thing, people. I'm 63 years old. People tell you that you think you're going to get old and it's going to be one thing. Oh, I'm going to get rheumatism. Oh, I'm going to get arthritis. Oh, I'm going to get back pain. Oh, I'm going to get heart condition. Oh, I'm going to get, no, girl, you're going to get them all. Eventually, you're going to get a nice slice of that pie. And so they call people out here with HIV the walking dead and all this shit. But so far, HIV, at least in the last 20 years, has been the very least of my problems. Honey. That ain't what's killing me, you know. So it's all this other stuff, child. It's part of the aging process. I understand that. You're going to slow down. All things considered, I'm in pretty good health, though. Actually, in all things considered, I'm in very good health. And then it's all this sitting around, too. I mean, imagine sitting in your apartment for a year and a half. I mean, almost exclusively sitting in your apartment for a year and a half. I mean, you guys know you're going through the same thing. I mean, you need exercise. You need to be out there moving around and stuff forth. So I think that's a big part of it as well. Trying to get sleepy when you don't work. I mean, you get home from your job, you're tired. You want to rest, watch a movie, maybe you have a nice dinner, talk to your kids, and take your ass to bed. But when you don't do anything, right? I mean, how are you exerting yourself if you're not able to exercise? You can't go nowhere. This damn town is locked down again. San Francisco, or most places, or you can't be anywhere without a mask, and it's just a mess. I don't feel secure in it. Somebody told me that the Walgreens, if you have pre-conditions, you can get a booster shot now at Walgreens. So maybe I'll investigate that tomorrow. It may make me feel a little bit more secure. But a good friend of mine now, he's had both his shots, and he went to the hospital today to get tested for COVID because he thinks he has COVID. So I just don't feel secure out there. That was the great thing about going to the gym, about exerting yourself, you know. Same thing with my dog. See, if I give him a nice long walk, when he comes home, all he's gonna do is just sit there and look at me. He's tired. And he sleeps like a baby, right? But if he's just locked in his apartment all day, he doesn't get tired. So he wants to play. I don't want to play. Hell. Daddy old, honey. Y'all who got cheering, y'all know how that is with them cheering. Eating all that sweet, sugary stuff, all hyped up, all that energy. Baby, sit down. Y'all know better than me, honey. Tampering with a witness, they better not say a damn thing to that woman. So she has accomplished her feat. And some people said that she don't even have to go to court because now his case is with the criminal court, and the prosecutor would be speaking her case. It ain't gonna be Rita. They may call her for a witness, but that's about it. That movie was excellent. What Respect? I haven't seen it. I very rarely go to the movie house, and with COVID, I doubt I'll leave the house for that. But they go to pay-per-view and stuff pretty quick. Wouldn't surprise me the next couple of weeks that Respect will be. Maybe it won't be free on Amazon or something, but you can probably pay for it and watch it. A lot of movies you can pay for on here on YouTube and watch them. About the same price as the theater. Yeah, he better shut his damn mouth, child. It's gonna be hard for him, right? Because he want to come in here hollering and screaming and telling us how he confused, honey. So he's gonna look a little bit weak when he can't come on. He can't say nothing. Especially if other people, other YouTubers, decide they want to talk about the case. You know what I mean? When you know this person can't fight back, you got to keep fucking with him, right? Oh. Hi, Shelly. You say you can't see so many scared people in your life? Lord, I just hope there's a solution comes with all this doxing stuff. I don't know. I try to write about it. Murder in the Beef Sector, available starting this weekend. we'll be plugging every chance we get a chance. But we try to examine some of these things. The issues are real. I think I'll make another banner. The issues are real. That'd be cute. It's got brilliant out here. See, y'all uncle's brilliant. Like right now, I think the banner says when doxing goes horribly wrong, this time they picked the wrong one. You can make another one to run on your as a promotion. The issues are real, and then some other lines, whatever. The issues are real, baby. Yeah, Hummer Girl. He started off talking all tough and rough over there, the QB monster. But by the middle, it was obvious that he's scared of Rick Reed. He didn't announced it. And he didn't say he's going to spend all his money on damn security guard. How does security guard going to make you feel safe? You assuming nobody else has guns. Eh? Somebody else put out a piece on that motherfucker. How I telling you? Not for no $20, baby. You got the wrong one, baby. Mm-hmm. Then how you gonna hire a security guard for one day? You know, you probably get some homeless dude, put a suit on him, ill-fitting suit on him. We need an armed security guard for it. If you're tough, you're supposed to be from Chicago. You're tough when you talk shit. Bay Area armed security, $30 an hour. Okay. $30 an hour. Okay, so they go to court for what? They probably hang around for 4 hours. He ain't gonna feel secure until they leave town. So he may have to have him out in front of the hotel room as well. They said, "Who's in there? Is that Madonna? Who's in that room?" YouTubers hiring armed security. Girl, please. Y'all something else. Best security is to shut your goddamn mouth. So they just jumping in there to cash in, child. We're headed for a major fallout there. When the Fire Monster realized that she ain't gonna be shit, she ain't gonna be no damn reality star, the shit gonna hit the fan, right? Because it's gonna feel played, and then they'll go back. Remember where they started now. Just before they started with the show, he was making T-shirts about her indigenous titties. Now they'll go back to that. It's gonna be worse than that, right? Because she's gonna feel like she's been lied to, or you know. And I don't know that Bradley even has enough balls to come and tell these people that it's not happening. I mean, he doesn't even say anything about it anymore. So they're going to have to figure it out on their own. But at some point, it'll come to them. The hope about going to Baltimore is not going to affect Rita's case. I don't know why it would. Honey, the judges, when you go to court, y'all make it like it's a big court day, like it's Perry Mason or something. There'll be a whole line of people there. Next. And they'll say 3 or 4 words. Next. And they'll say 3 or 4 words. Okay, you're restricted, whatever. Work out a deal with or the attorney will come back to your holding cell or your bench if you're not arrested and just tell you what the court is offering you. Do you accept this? Yes or no, right? A lot of that will happen off of the floor. Judge will come back in the chambers and he'll have all of these papers and then he'll have all the cases, right? But they're literally people there lined up to see their cases. They're only in front of the judge 10, 15 minutes. 10 minutes, I would say. If it's not a trial, if you're going to take it all the way to trial, you know, then you might have a bigger situation. But even then, baby, Sean Bradley is not R. Kelly. Put it like that. Ooh. Shell Whitfield, wouldn't it be great to see all these middle-aged people show up at the courthouse and have a brawl? Those old women will risk it all to protect their king. Dentures popping out all over the goddamn place. Wigs flying hither and there. I'm telling you, people, the worst part for this boy right now is that he can't talk about it. Because believe me, he wants to talk shit. I don't know if Rita's supposed to talk shit about him or not. I don't know. She said, they tell me that she's taking down a lot of her videos. She's probably getting legal advice about what to do and how to go about it. Whatever. But she's already caused friction in his life. Let us see the coffee can. What is the coffee can? You can't ball in a room. You can't ball in a room, QB. The hot plate. Okay, y'all back there talking about the hot plate. He lives in a room. I mean, you know, I'm just saying it's time to get settled into somewhere now at this point. I mean, kids can live in rooms. College students, they live in dorms and they can have 2 and 3 roommates or whatever. But at 40 years old, time you start making some plans to at least get into a regular apartment where you have enough space where you can something you can call your own. He's got to wait in line to go to the bathroom. He was over there hooping and hollering today, though. I really don't go over to his page at all. But since Reed mentioned it, I went over there. You guys have to realize that many times when you mention these people who you don't particularly like, when you mention their pages or that they're going off or that they're live, whatever, people are drawn to go over there and see what they're talking about or see where all this started, whatever. So you're actually promoting each other, even the ones that you hate the most, right? It's true with myself as well. Mm-hmm. Roommates, where? Lord, I used to have 3 when I was in transitional housing. I still lived in my own room, though. Fortunately for me, I am a homebody. I like my own space, do my own thing, and I don't need that much outside stimulant. I mean, I go out with dinner with friends and stuff like that under normal conditions a couple times a week, and that's about it for me. I'm fine with just being at home all the time. So I wasn't even all that affected by just the COVID. The only thing is I couldn't go to the gym and stuff like that, but it's not any dramatic change in my life since I don't work. I'm retired. Not that much has changed. I don't watch QB. I don't think anybody does. He might have a few of his little young people over there hollering and screaming. Apparently, they bought him tickets to go somewhere. Tracy, you're not feeling the QB tonight. He's not very interesting. That long, loud, screaming ass voice. He needs to be. He's a follower. He needs somebody to follow, honey. Y'all remember the Gilligan's Island when they had the Mrs. Howe and all of the people on Gilligan's Island? They all got together and they had an opportunity to create a rock and roll song or whatever, and they were singing, "You need me, you need me, like a tree needs a trunk, like a sissy needs a punk, like a rocket needs a rocket. You need me." And then at the end, then they all together, all of them saying together, Marianne and all the people, "You need us. You need us." You love that song? You remember it? Gilligan's Island. I still remember it. The only thing I remember about the series, really. You need us. Boom, boom. He goes to Baltimore and he is going to follow his dad. I was like, go fucking around with Baltimore, child. You ain't on your own turf no more. You don't know who the hell them people got in town. Might get an attitude. You love Gilligan's Island too? Then we had some nice series there. Think about back in those days, Tracy, is that everybody watched the same stuff. Only had 4 channels. We had the 3 networks, and usually you had one, depending on how big your town is, 1 or 2, possibly 2 independent channels, but basically we all watch the same stuff. So Gilligan's Island, or however many 5 or 6 sitcoms they had going, and then they usually had 4 or 5 police shows, detective shows, and that was it. That was our entertainment. We all watched the same stuff. Now you got so many damn stations, John. 600 damn stations. How can you keep up with that? I'm at the same place again where now I'm wondering, since Trump got out of office, which is my primary thing, my interest in the news, where I was a news junkie for a while, I just want to see him hurt and go. I don't even watch the news anymore. I don't watch anything on television. Why am I giving them people $200 a month? You know, so I've come close a couple of times and they managed to talk me out of it. The main reason is because I got to pay for this cable. I need high-speed cable so my stuff won't be all jittery and stuff. So you can get, I guess the cable part would maybe be $75. 75 still sounds better than $200 a month. If I'm not going to use it, I mean, I have no prime channels or nothing, just $200. I think Comcast is on its way out. I really do. They're going to have to do something real drastic because they keep trying to inch my payment up again. They're trying to get blood out of these turnips now. They got all this competition, and people obviously are finding other ways to do entertainment. And they're not making any effort to try to be competitive or lower prices or offer anything extra, nothing. They're keeping their baseline. So if you want HBO, it's another $20. You want Showtime, it's another $20. But why watch that when you got all this other stuff to watch? ISP, what is that? Internet? So far, I haven't come across any better internet than Comcast though. I tried AT&T for a while. It was terrible. It's horrible. Depends on what area you live in. Just get Roku. I'm scared. Slang starts at $25. I got Comcast. I have Amazon Prime. I have Netflix. And lately I've been seeing there's a lot of stuff right here on YouTube. I might start watching these movies. A lot of free movies on here. I'm not giving YouTube more money for movies, but there are a lot of great movies on here for free. So between all that and between what we do with you guys, social media, I don't know there's enough time to be watching more television, honey. I really don't. And then so few things are interesting to me anymore. Certainly not any kind of comedy type stuff, none of that. I guess a lot of men, they like cable because they get all the sports stuff on there, but I don't watch sports. We provide constant content. Sometimes I get to the end of the day and realize I haven't even had a TV on. I just like to follow this. It frustrates me that so many have now using avatars. I just think that the live thing was more interesting to me. But you got to roll with the punches, honey. If that's what they're doing now. That's what they're doing, you know. Right? Some of my characters in Murder in the Beef Sector, they're behind avatars as well, you know. So things change. It keeps changing. It keeps moving. Sonic Internet. You living near me? Okay. How much, for instance, how much is Sonic Internet? I mean, I see all these different companies, but I think Comcast, if you don't bundle, it's about $75 for the internet. Although I haven't checked that since I've been here, at least 10 years. But when you bundle it, then the internet part is cheaper, much cheaper. People have suggested things, and I've come very close to canceling cable a few times, but I've never been able to do it. I guess because I've been on it my whole life. I remember when cable first started, honey. It was a big thing to have cable, baby. Okay. $83 for high speed, but Comcast is slow. Well, Comcast slow? I don't think it's slow. Unless that's why sometimes I get these glitches on it. Sometimes I watch my video, if it's a whole hour long, about 2/3 of the way through, it'll start getting all messed up and foggy and stuff. I said, I don't know if you guys see the same thing I'm seeing or what. Or at peak times, it might be a little slow, but $83, that's probably what Comcast is. They're about the same thing then, you know. But with basic cable, of course, you get some things on there. You get, I don't watch anything on there. I watch HGTV. I think that's the only thing I watch on regular TV now. Sometimes I watch the news. But it's strange how the news became so much less interesting when Trump left office. That dude, he kept a story going every goddamn day. Every day it was a new scandal. Every day. And if you pay attention to his ass, he's still somewhere. But at least they're not giving him airtime anymore. But I was just rooting for him to go so bad that I found it very interesting to see his various failures. Child Comcast don't give you nothing for $80 nothing. They don't give you shit. You're right about that. They may give you just if you just have cable, but that means your television won't even turn on then, right, Claudia? Because I have no premium channels at all. Nothing. No HBO. No, they used to throw that stuff in when you signed up for it. We'll give you 2 years on Stars, or we'll give you one of those things. Who even watches that stuff? They got to come up with some much better television to draw people into those things again. See, when they had no competition, something like The Sopranos, they had the whole country watching The Sopranos. But now they got so many different kind of shows, so many different kind of options, child. They have to really have something spectacular to draw people into it. I just don't know if that can be done anymore. It may be Comcast time is just come and gone. Oh, the trolls, oh, the trolls, oh, the shitty trolls, all the trolls, oh, the trolls, oh, the shitty trolls, oh, the trolls, oh, the trolls. Oh, didn't it rain? How many other trolls do you guys think are actually other content creators with fake names? I guess anybody can do that. I've never felt compelled to do that. I just assume use my regular self, my regular face. But I think a lot of these people with these fake pages, they're actually content creators. Right, Claudia. But if you ain't gonna watch nothing else, why bother? There's plenty right here on YouTube. They must be beefing up their system or something because they're showing us now all these movies, or they're showing me all these movies that are available on YouTube, right? But I like some of the Agatha Christie stuff, like Farrell and not Miss Marple anymore, but I watched basically all of them. And Midsummer Murders, some of those kind of shows where you can binge watch them. They're all on Amazon. And Amazon, I primarily use it so I can get get packages fast. But they have those kind of shows on there. Things you can binge watch. Comcast be jacking the price every 3 months. That's why I just use their internet. How much do you pay for just their internet? I can't see what your name is, son. The one with the squiggly letters, 67. You have Comcast just internet, right? So how much you pay for that? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that. Charlie Chan on Peacock. Oh. I can't deal in black and white though. So much of the style of black and white, the actors, there was ones from the 50s and so forth. Some of that exaggerated acting, you know, when we thought Betty Davis was the greatest actress in the world, but now the acting would seem real dated. So I don't like the real old ones. Not the black and whites, at least. $100 a month for internet, but they always changing their prices to upgrade you. You're right. So $100 for internet. Yeah. I guess it used to be a status thing to have cable too. Everybody wanted to have. Did you have cable? Oh, you ain't got cable? Then they start stealing it. I don't think they steal cable anymore, do they? I don't know why. It cost, the pricing went down there. If Comcast is going to be competitive, they need to start lowering their prices. It happens. Metro PCS, when they lowered their prices twice since I had them. I don't need anything anymore, so I got a deal a year ago. My bill started at $60 a month, and now it's $70 a month. Okay, for just the internet. That's a lot better than $200 a month, though. I'm over $200 now with no premium channels at all, and I don't watch anything on there. Only thing I watch is HGTV, and not even that much of that, because you can catch all that on demand, you know. We'll see. I watched Dial M for Murder. Oh, that was a good one, honey. Was it? Wait a minute. Dial M for Murder. Wasn't that Doris Day? Doris Day. That was one of my favorites back in the day. Dial M for Murder. And I liked All About Eve. And I liked Witness for the Prosecution. That's on here. And there was, well, of course, there were many movies. Of course, all the Godfathers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Now, I like that kind of suspense in Dial M for Murder. I'm not so sure about all this new stuff they do. All this action stuff, and they start shooting people in the first damn scene. Not my kind of television. Okay, maybe I'll get around to it. I don't like to lie, so I won't say that I will or not. Maybe the mood strikes me. No, not Doris Day. Okay, so it wasn't Doris Day? I thought Dial M for Murder was Doris Day. That's when they were in London, right? Were they in London, and her husband was trying to kill her? He hired a guy from there, who we went to school with. Okay. It's a Hitchcock movie. Yep. I loved all the rear view mirror. I just watched that last week. Not rear view mirror, rear view. Yeah. I like the Hitchcock movies. Okay. Turner Classics. Okay. It was Grace Kelly. Okay. It was Grace Kelly and not Doris Day. Doris Day had another one, a similar kind of movie though, right? But hers took place in America. I forget what that was. They have a lot of that on Amazon Prime too, if you're interested, people. All right. I just thought I'd come in and check in with you lovely people. All right, guys. Y'all go over there and watch Sean Bradley. Is there any spice to this? I hate to see his old lady gang abandon him, honey. So we'll see. If y'all hear about him talking about it over there in Patreon or Zoom, I'm sure you'll bring it to YouTube's attention so it can be passed on. Goodbye.